We're here live in Victoria as we're just about to begin Game 2 between the Victoria Generals and the Acadiana Cane Cutters. Cane Cutters taking Game 1 last night here at Riverside Stadium, 20-15, in a high-scoring matchup. And on the mound tonight for the Victoria Generals is going to be Pedro Garcia. So Garcia gets the start, and we are just about to begin here in just a moment. First pitch of the game from Garcia is going to miss high and outside for ball one. So as I mentioned, Cane Cutters taking Game 1 last night, 20-15, in a high-scoring battle as the 1-0 pitch on the way will be in there for strike one. Mason Corbett is the batter at the plate for the Cane Cutters as the 1-1 is going to be popped up over to the left side. And it's easily going to be caught by the third baseman, Reese Johnson, for out number one. So after the flyout by Corbett, the next batter up here for the Acadiana Cane Colors is going to be Kyle Bayless. First pitch coming on the way to Bayless will miss high and inside for ball one. One 0 count to Bayless. Pitch on the way from Garcia is going to be fouled back to even the count up at 1. Only 3 remaining home games for the Victoria Generals here at Riverside Stadium before we get into playoff time. 1-1 pitch on the way from Garcia. That one's going to be fouled back. And the count now at 1-2. 1-2 count to Bayless. Batter on deck is Rhett McCall. 1-2 pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be the first strikeout of the game for Pedro Garcia. And that will be the second out of the inning. So Kyle Bayless strikes out looking, and with 2 outs here in the top of the first, the next batter up is going to be Rhett McCall. McCall hitting .354 on the year for the Cane Cutters. As the first pitch from Garcia is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. Oh, 1 count here to Kyle Bayless. 0-1 pitch on the way is going to be grounded into the gap between second and first, and that's going to be a base hit for Kyle Bayless. Rhett McCall. Rhett McCall with the base hit between second and first. And after the McCall base hit, runner on first base, 2 outs. The next batter up is going to be Peyton Faulkner. McCall, the runner on first. First pitch coming on the way from Garcia. That one will miss down low and away for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Preston Faulkner, hitting .250 on the season for the Cane Cutters. One 0 pitch on the way. That one will miss high for ball 2. 2-0 count here to Preston Faulkner. Playing his college ball at Southeast Louisiana. 2-0 pitch on the way from Garcia. That one's going to be in there for a strike. And the count now sits at 2-1. Nathan Gabrzinski, the batter, on deck for the Cane Cutters. 2-1 count here to Preston Faulkner. 2-1 pitch on the way. There goes the runner to second base, and that one is going to get in there. And it looks like it's going to hit Faulkner on the elbow. And the Cane Cutters now are going to have runners on first and second with 2 outs. So Faulkner is hit by the pitch. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. For the next batter up for the Cane Cutters, Nathan Gabrzinski. So Gabrzinski, the batter, up. Runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Cane Cutters with 1 hit in the inning. Garcia looks over to second base. First pitch on the way. That one's going to get off the glove of Osborne on the wild pitch. And the Cane Cutters now with runners on second and third. 2 outs here in the top of the first and a 1-0 count. So once again, the Cane Cutters striking early in the game last night, scored 8 runs in the first inning. And already with runners on second and third and 2 outs here in the top of the first. Nathan Gabrzinski at the plate, 1-0 count. So the count now sits at 2-1 here to Gabrzinski. 2-1 pitch coming on the way from Garcia. That one will be popped up and fouled. And the count now sits even at 2-2. 2-2 count here to Nathan Gabrzinski, playing his college ball at Lamar University. Runners on second and third. 2-2 pitch on the way from Garcia. That one's going to be fouled back once again. Generals will be back in action tomorrow night in Texarkana as they travel to take on the Texarkana Twins in a 2-game series. 2-2 pitch coming on the way from Garcia is just going to miss outside. And the count now sits full at 3-2. 3-2 count to Gabrzinski. Three-two pitch coming on the way. The windup from Garcia. Pitch on the way. That one's going to miss outside for ball 4. And Nathan Gabrzinski will be down to first base. And the Cane Cutters now with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So with the bases loaded, 2 outs, the next batter up here for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 13, Trey Harrington. Harrington steps up to the plate, and the Cane Cutters looking to strike early in the game. First pitch coming on the way from Garcia. Harrington is going to be flown over to right field, and the right fielder Dominic Cox is going to run under it for the out. And the Generals are going to get out of the inning, and the Cane Cutters leave the bases loaded. And we'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Generals and Cane Cutters knotted up at 0. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the first inning. Generals and Cane Cutters all knotted up 0-0. Leading thing off tonight for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 9, Reese Johnson. So the third baseman, Reese Johnson, steps in. Thomas Jeffries on deck. Michael Williams in the hole. First pitch of the game on the way from Miguel Reyes. The pitcher on the mound for the Cane Cutters is going to miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch coming on the way from Reyes. It's going to be in there for strike 1. 1-1 count here to Reese Johnson. Pitch on the way from Reyes. That one's going to be grounded over to the second baseman, Miranda. Throw over to first for out number 1. So after the ground out by Reese Johnson, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Thomas Jeffries. So Jeffries steps in, Michael Williams on deck. First pitch on the way from Reyes. That one's going to be popped up over to the left side. And the third baseman, Corbett, is going to run under it for out number 2. So 1 pitch, 1 fly out for Thomas Jeffries. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning, the next batter up for the Victoria Generals is going to be Michael Williams. So Williams steps in, hitting .352 on the year for the Generals. Already 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. First pitch coming on the way from Reyes. Will miss down and away for ball 1. Luis Vargas, the batter, on deck. Now 1-0 count here to Williams. 1-0 pitch is going to be flown over into center field. And it's going to be caught by the center fielder in a diving catch for out number 3. And just like that, we're going to head to the top of the second inning off of a diving catch. Generals and Cane Cutters remain tied 0-0. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the second inning. Cane Cutters and Generals all knotted up 0-0. So that was Alex Haney out in center field making the diving catch for out number 3 there in the bottom of the first. And the first batter up here for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 5, Cole Taylor. First pitch on the way to Taylor will miss high and away for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Cole Taylor. Pitch on the way from Garcia is going to miss high and away for ball 2. Cole Taylor hitting .269 on the season for the Cane Cutters. Nathan Miranda, the batter, on deck. 2-0 pitch here to Taylor. That one will be in there for a strike. And the count now sits at 2-1. Two-one count to Taylor. Pitch coming on the way from Garcia. Swung on and missed for strike 2. And the count now sits at 2. Two count here to Taylor. Wind up from Garcia. Pitch on the way. That one will be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be another strikeout for Pedro Garcia, his second of the night, for out number 1. So Taylor strikes out looking for out number 1, and the next batter up here for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 4, Nathan Miranda. First pitch on the way from Miranda is going to be grounded up the middle to the second baseman, Boudreaux. Throw over to first for out number 2. So Boudreaux makes the ground, throws it over to first for out number 2. And with 2 outs, the next batter up is going to be number 24, Alex Haney. Fast inning so far. The first pitch from Garcia is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. On deck for the Cane Cutters, we go back to the top of the order. Mason Corbett in the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch coming on the way from Garcia. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now quickly 0-2 here to Alex Haney. Oh-2 count here to Haney. 8th batter of the game that Garcia has faced. 0-2 pitch coming on the way. That one will miss high and away outside for ball 1. .30 pitches thrown so far by Garcia. 1-2 count to Haney. Wind up and pitch from Garcia. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And that's going to be the second strikeout of the inning for Garcia, his third of the game. And Alex Haney strikes out swinging, and we're going to head to the bottom of the second. Cane Cutters and Generals still tied 0-0. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the second inning. Generals and Cane Cutters remain tied 0-0 here at Riverside Stadium. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 6, Luis Vargas. So Vargas steps in, and the first pitch of the inning from Miguel Reyes will be in there for a strike. Luis Vargas hitting .301 on the year for the Generals. And the 0-1 pitch coming on the way from Reyes will miss down and away for ball one. Parker Osborne, the batter, on deck. 1-1 pitch coming on the way. That one misses outside. And the count now sits at 2-1. Two-one pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be hit right over to the third baseman, Mason Corbett, for out number one. As a line drive goes right into the glove of Corbett. And that will be the first out of the inning. So after the line out by Vargas, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 4, Parker Osborne. One out here in the bottom of the second, and the first pitch from Reyes will be in there for strike one. Parker Osborne hitting .298 on the season for the Generals. Dominic Cox, the batter, on deck, as the off-speed 0-1 pitch will miss high for ball one. 1-1 count. Here to Osborne, pitch from Reyes will miss outside, and the count now at 2-1. Two-one count. Pitch on the way from Reyes will miss inside, and the count now 3-1 here to Parker Osborne. Three-one count to Osborne. Pitch on the way. Osborne's going to line this one up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit for Parker Osborne here with one out in the bottom of the second inning. So Osborne hits the base hit. And with one out, bottom of the second inning, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be the right fielder, Dominic Cox. So Dominic Cox, the batter, up. Parker Osborne, the runner, on first. First pitch on the way to Cox will be in there for strike one. .0-1 count here to Dominic Cox, hitting .222 on the year for the Generals. Reyes is going to throw over to first in the pickoff attempt. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck for the Generals. 0-1 pitch coming from Reyes. That one's going to be popped up over to the left side. Looks like the third baseman Corbett is going to run for it, but it's just going to clear that fence over there on the left side. And the count now will move to 0-2. Count now moves to 0-2 here to Dominic Cox. Once again, Parker Osborne, the runner, on first base. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. .0-2 pitch coming on the way from Reyes. That one's going to be popped up behind for another foul ball. Dominic Cox actually with a home run last night here at Riverside Stadium for the Generals, as they fell to the Cane Cutters 20-15 here in a very high-scoring matchup. As Reyes will throw back over to first base in the pickoff attempt once again. .0-2 count here to Dominic Cox. .0-2 pitch from Reyes. That one is going to be bouncing outside. Nice scoop there by the catcher, Rhett McCall. And the count now 1-2 here to Cox. 1-2 count here to Cox. Osborne, the runner on first. Pitch on the way from Reyes is going to be check swung for strike 3. And that's going to be a strikeout for Miguel Reyes for out number 2. So after the strikeout by Dominic Cox, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Giancarlo Servin. So Servin steps up to the plate, still with the runner on first base and 2 outs. First pitch coming on the way is going to miss outside for ball 1. Giancarlo Servin hitting .275 on the season for the Generals. And the batter on deck is Trent Brown. 1-0 pitch coming on the way to Servin. That one's going to miss outside. And the count now 2-0. 2-0 count to Giancarlo Servin. Pitch on the way from Reyes. Servin's going to pop this one up over to the left side. And it looks like the left fielder Taylor is going to run under this one in foul territory for out number 3. So we'll head to the third. Cane Cutters and Generals remain tied 0-0 here at Riverside Stadium. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the third inning. Generals and Cane Cutters all knotted up 0-0. First batter up here for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 8, Mason Corbett. As the first pitch from Garcia on the way is going to be in there for strike 1. 0 for 1 tonight is Mason Corbett for the Cane Cutters. And the batter on deck is Kyle Bayless. Garcia steps off for just a moment, and the 0-1 pitch coming here in a second. Pitch on the way. It's going to be grounded right up to the third baseman, Johnson. Throw over to first. Nice throw. And that will be the first out of the inning. So nice defensive play there by the third baseman, Reese Johnson. And the next batter up here for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 29, Kyle Bayless. Kyle Bayless 0 for 1 tonight for the Cane Cutters. with a strikeout in his first at-bat. First pitch coming on the way from Garcia. Big swing and a miss for strike one. 10th batter of the game that Garcia has faced. "34th pitch of the night from Garcia is going to be an off-speed pitch missing for ball one. Rhett McCall, the batter, on deck. As the 1-1 pitch coming on the way from Garcia. It's going to be swung on a miss for strike two. And the count now sits at 1-2 here to Kyle Bayless. One-two count to Bayless. Once again, McCall, the batter, on deck. One-two pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss for strike three. And that's going to be the 4th strikeout of the night for Pedro Garcia. And the 2nd of the night for Kyle Bayless. So now with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning, the next batter up for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 21, Rhett McCall. So McCall steps in, and the first pitch coming on the way is going to miss high and outside for ball one. Rhett McCall 1 for 1 tonight for the Cane Cutters with a base hit in his first at-bat. 1-0 pitch coming on the way to McCall is going to miss down and away for ball two. Two-0 count here to McCall. The batter on deck is Preston Faulkner. Two-0 pitch coming on the way. That one will be in there for strike one. And the count now 2-1. Both teams with 1 hit tonight in the game. Top of the 3rd inning here at Riverside Stadium. Two-one pitch on the way from Garcia. That one's going to be swung on a miss for strike two. And the count now sits at 2-2 here to Garcia. Or excuse me, from Garcia. Two count to McCall. Pitch on the way, will miss outside. And the count now goes full 3-2. Once again, the Generals will be traveling to Texarkana tomorrow to take on the Texarkana Twins before concluding their home regular season against the Brazos Valley Bombers here Sunday and Monday. As the 3-2 pitch is going to be popped up over to the right side, and it looks like the right fielder Dominic Cox cannot get there. And it's going to be the 2nd hit of the night for Rhett McCall. And the Cane Cutters will have runners on first with 2 outs. So after the base hit by McCall, runner on first base, 2 outs. The next batter up is going to be Preston Faulkner. Faulkner was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. 2nd hit of the night for the Cane Cutters, both of them coming from Rhett McCall. First pitch from Garcia is going to miss inside for ball one. Faulkner almost getting hit by another pitch there, having to dodge out of the way, and the count now 1-0. One 0 count here to Faulkner. Garcia's going to throw over to first base and a pickoff attempt, and if Jeffries doesn't scoop that ball, that one might go back to the fence, and McCall might have extra bases. So a heads-up play over there by the first baseman, Jeffries. Count remains 1-0 here to Faulkner. Pitch on the way will be popped up foul to move the count to 1-1. Nathan Gabrasinski, the batter, on deck for the Cane Cutters. 1-1 count here to Faulkner. Garcia looks over to first base at McCall. Wind up and pitch on the way from Garcia. That one will be in there for strike 2. And the count now 1-2 to Faulkner. One-two count to Preston Faulkner. Rhett McCall, the runner, on first. 1-2 pitch on the way. He's going to be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be another strikeout for Pedro Garcia, his 5th of the game. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Generals and Cane Cutters all knotted up 0-0. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Generals and Cane Cutters all knotted up 0-0. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 2, Trent Brown. Brown playing shortstop tonight for the Generals. Reyes remains on the mound, and the first pitch from Reyes is going to be fouled back for strike 1. Kyle Boudreaux, the batter, on deck, and then we head back to the top of the order with Reese Johnson. Oh, 0-1 pitch coming on the way to Brown. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now 0-2 here to Trent Brown. 0-2 pitch on the way. Brown's going to swing and miss at that one for strike 3. And that's going to be a strikeout for Miguel Reyes in the first out of the inning. So after the strikeout by Brown, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Kyle Boudreaux. First pitch from Reyes to Boudreaux will miss high and away for ball 1. Back to the top of the order, Reese Johnson, the batter, on deck. 1-0 pitch on the way is going to bounce down in the dirt and off the mask of McCall for ball 2. So Kyle Boudreaux hitting .278 on the year for the Generals. 8th batter of the game that Miguel Reyes has faced, as the 2-0 is going to be grounded foul for strike 1. Reyes has thrown 27 pitches so far. And the count now 2-1. Pitch on the way. That one is going to be hit. And they're going to say Boudreaux tried to lay the bunt down. It's going to hit the bat. As that one looks like it slid inside. Almost hit Boudreaux. But Boudreaux was looking to bunt there. Goes off the end of the bat. And the count now 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way. Will miss outside. And the count is now full. The count is now full at 3-2. Here to Kyle Boudreaux. Three-two pitch on the way from Reyes. That one will miss outside for ball 4. And Kyle Boudreaux was going to go down to first after being walked there by Reyes. So now up to bat here for the Generals is going to be Reese Johnson with a runner on first base, 1 out. Reese Johnson 0 for 1 so far, hitting .357 on the season for the Generals. First pitch coming on the way to Johnson. That one will miss high and outside for ball 1. Thomas Jeffries, the batter, on deck. 1-0 count. Pitch on the way from Reyes will miss down. And they're going to say that Reyes is going to be guilty of a balk. And it looks like Boudreaux is going to be moving down to second after the balk by Reyes. So the count remains 1-0 here to Johnson. And now Boudreaux on second base, 1 out in the inning. .1-0 pitch coming on the way. That one is going to miss inside for ball 2. Reese Johnson 0 for 1 tonight for the Generals. Count sits at 2-0. 2-0 pitch on the way. Johnson's going to fly this one over to the right fielder, Faulkner, who is going to run under it for out number 2. And Boudreaux was not going to tag up. And now there will be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So after the flyout to right by Reese Johnson, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be the first baseman, Thomas Jeffries. Jeffries popped out in his first at-bat. Currently 0 for 1 tonight, as the first pitch from Reyes is going to miss inside for ball 1. .1-0 count to Jeffries. Michael Williams, the batter, on deck. 1-0 pitch is going to be grounded over to the first baseman, Gabrzinski. Throw over to first, and Jeffries is going to beat it down the line, and it's going to be a base hit for Thomas Jeffries. And Boudreaux will move over to third base, and the Generals will now have runners on first and third. So now with runners on first and third base, 2 outs, the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be the center fielder, Michael Williams. So Williams steps in, runners on first and third. Williams 0 for 1 tonight for the Generals. Generals trying to capitalize here with runners on the corners. Bottom of the third inning. First pitch on the way to Williams, and Williams is going to ground it over to the second baseman Miranda, who is going to throw over to second for the third out of the inning. So we're going to head to the top of the fourth inning. Generals and Cane Cutters remain tied 0-0. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the fourth inning. Generals and Cane Cutters all knotted up 0-0. First batter up here for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 34, Nathan Gabrzinski. So Gabrzinski, the batter up. Here as we begin the top of the fourth inning. First pitch coming on the way from Garcia to Gabrzinski will be in there for strike one. Nathan Gabrzinski walked in his first at-bat. Oh, 1 pitch coming on the way. That one will miss down and outside to move the count now to 1-1. Trey Harrington, the batter, on deck for the Cane Cutters. As the 1-1 pitch will miss down and away for ball 2. So both teams so far with 2 hits in the game. 2-1 pitch coming on the way to Gabrzinski. He's going to pop this one up sky high into center field, and Michael Williams is going to run under it for the first out of the inning. So after the fly out to center field by Nathan Gabrzinski, 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Next batter up for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 13, Trey Harrington. No hits so far in the game for Trey Harrington. Currently 0 for 1 tonight for the Cane Cutters. As the first pitch coming on the way from Garcia is going to be popped up over to the right side. The right fielder Dominic Cox running for it. And it's going to be in foul territory, caught for out number 2. So Dominic Cox makes the catch over in foul territory out and right. And with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning, the next batter up here for the Acadiana Cane Cutters is going to be number 5, Cole Taylor. So Taylor steps in. And the first pitch on the way from Garcia will miss inside for ball one. 53 pitches thrown so far by Pedro Garcia. 1-0 count to Taylor. And that one's going to be swung on and missed for strike one. Count now sits at 1-1 here to Taylor. Cole Taylor tonight with a strikeout for the Cane Cutters, as the 1-1 pitch will be swung on and missed once again, in the count now 1-2. Pedro Garcia so far 3 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits given up, 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Garcia recently committing to Georgia Gwinnett. As the 1-2 pitch on the way from Garcia is just going to miss outside. And the count now evens up at 2. So once again, Pedro Garcia recently committing to further his baseball career at Georgia Gwinnett. And the Generals this season had 2 players from Georgia Gwinnett, Nick Barnes and Cam Corsi. So the 2-2 count coming on the way to Taylor. Pitch on the way off. Speed's going to be in there for strike 3, and it's going to be another strikeout for Pedro Garcia. His 6th of the game. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th. Generals and Cane Cutters remain tied 0-0. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cane Cutters and Generals remain tied 0-0. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 6, Luis Vargas. Miguel Reyes remains on the mound for the Cane Cutters. And the first pitch on the way from Reyes is going to be grounded up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit for Luis Vargas here to start the bottom of the 4th inning. So only the 3rd hit of the night for the Generals comes off the base hit by Vargas. And now with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, runner on first base, the next batter up is going to be Parker Osborne. So runner on first here for Osborne. Osborne already with a base hit tonight in the game. First pitch on the way to Reyes, and it looks like Osborne wanting to bunt here is going to foul this one off for strike 1. So once again, Parker Osborne already with a base hit tonight in the game, currently 1-for-1 for the Generals. And the batter on deck is Dominic Cox. Oh, 1 pitch coming on the way to Osborne will be in there for strike 1. Or excuse me, strike 2 and the count now 0-2. As they're actually, excuse me, they're going to say Reyes with another balk. And Vargas is going to move down to second base. And it looks like we're going to have an argument here after the balk. Actually, no argument, but they're going to say Reyes gets hit with the balk, and now Luis Vargas moves down to second base. And still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh, 0-1 pitch coming on the way to Osborne. Vargas wanting to take off there, but cannot get the good step on it, but the pitch will be down and away for ball 1. And the count now 1-1 here to Osborne. One pitch on the way from Reyes. That one will be in there for a strike, and the count now 1-2. So once again, the Generals with the runner on second base, Luis Vargas. Nobody out, Parker Osborne the batter. 38 pitches thrown so far by Reyes. As the 1-2 pitch coming on the way to Osborne, that one will miss high and outside to even things up at 2. Dominic Cox waiting patiently in the on-deck circle. 13th batter of the game that Reyes has faced. 2-2 pitch on the way. Osborne's going to fly this one into center field. And the center fielder, Bayless, is going to run under it. And Vargas is not going to tag up. And that will be the first out of the inning. So after the flyout by Osborne, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 1, Dominic Cox. So Vargas remains on second base. First pitch on the way. Vargas is going to take off for third. No throw is going to go down. And it's going to be a stolen bag for Luis Vargas. And the Generals now with a runner on third, 1 out. The count now sits at 1-0 here to Cox. As Luis Vargas steals down to third base. Vargas over at third, claiming that Miguel Reyes should be hit with another balk. But nonetheless, the 1-0 pitch coming on the way to Cox will miss down and away for ball 2. Miguel Reyes tonight, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits given up, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. As the 2-0 pitch will be right down the middle for strike 1. Count now 2-1 here to Dominic Cox. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck. 2-1 pitch will miss inside, and the count now 3-1. Dominic Cox struck out in his first at-bat. 3-1 pitch will be in there for strike 2, and the count now full. Count now full at 3-2. 3-2 pitch from Reyes. Cox is going to swing at that one and foul it over into the Generals dugout. So once again, serving the batter on deck. 3-2 count here to Dominic Cox. Playing right field tonight as the 3-2 pitch will miss down and outside for ball 4. And Dominic Cox is going to move down to first base after being walked. Runners now on first and third base, only 1 out in the inning. And the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 12, Giancarlo Servin. So Servin steps up. Runners on the corners. First pitch on the way to Servin. Will miss down in the dirt for ball one. No hits so far tonight in the game for Servin. Trent Brown, the batter, on deck. Count sits at 1-0. Pitch from Reyes. Servin's going to ground this one over the head of the third baseman Corbett, and it's going to get off the glove of 1-2 count to Brown. Pitch on the way. There goes the runner, and Brown's going to get that one in there, but they're going to say that it was a foul ball. Very close play over there down the third baseline. And the count now 1-2 here to Trent Brown. So once again, for those who missed it, Giancarlo Servin hits the RBI base hit, scoring Luis Vargas from third. And the Generals lead 1-0 here over the Cane Cutters in the bottom of the fourth inning. One-two count here to Trent Brown. One-two pitch on the way from Reyes. It will be fouled back once again. Trent Brown struck out in his first at-bat for the Generals. And the batter on deck is Kyle Boudreau. One-two pitch coming on the way from Reyes. That one's going to get off the glove of the catcher McCall. And Servin is going to stroll down to second base. And just like that, the count now at 2-2. Count now at 2-2 here to Trent Brown. Hitting .227 on the season for the Generals. Two-two pitch from Reyes. That one will miss outside. And the count now moves full 3-2. Once again, Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. 56 pitches thrown by Miguel Reyes. Three-two pitch on the way to Brown. Brown's going to ground it over to the third baseman Corbett. Throw over to first for out number 3. But Servin hits the RBI single. And the Generals lead 1-0 as we head to the 5th inning. We'll be right back here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 5th inning. Generals lead the Cane Cutters 1-0. First batter up here for the Acadiana Cane Cutters is going to be number 4, Nathan Miranda. Garcia remains on the mound, and the first pitch of the inning is going to be flown over the head of the shortstop Brown for a base hit for Nathan Miranda. So one pitch, and Miranda is on first with the base hit. And with a runner on first base, nobody out, the next batter up here for the Acadiana Cane Cutters is going to be number 24, Alex Haney. That was the first hit of the night for Miranda. Third of the game for the Cane Cutters. And the first pitch coming on the way from Garcia to Haney will be check swung for strike 1. So only 3 hits so far tonight in the game for the Cane Cutters, and 2 of them have come from Rhett McCall. Miranda with that hit makes it the 3rd of the night. And an 0-1 count here to Haney. Pitch on the way, bouncing down and outside for ball 1. Back to the top of the order, Mason Corbett, the batter on deck. Count sits at 1-1. Garcia's going to throw over to first, as Miranda trying to get a big lead over there and steal some bases. One count. 1-1 pitch is going to be outside, missing for ball 2. Haney struck out in his first at-bat tonight for the Cane Cutters. The count now 2-1. 2-1 pitch on the way from Garcia. That one will miss outside for ball 3. .61 pitches thrown tonight for Pedro Garcia. Here in the top of the 5th inning, 1-0 Generals lead. 3-1 pitch on the way. That one will be swung on a miss for strike 2. And the count is now full here to Alex Haney. Stats so far tonight for Pedro Garcia: 4 innings pitched, 3 hits given up, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. The count sits full at 3-2. Three-two pitch from Garcia. That's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And that's going to be the 7th strikeout of the night for Garcia. And the 2nd of the night for Haney. So now with 1 out, runner remaining on first base, back to the top of the order we go for the Cane Cutters, as Mason Corbett will be the batter up. One out, runner on first for Corbett. 0 for 2 tonight for the Cane Cutters. First, Garcia's going to throw over to first in a pickoff attempt. As once again, Miranda trying to get a big lead over there on first. First pitch coming on the way from Garcia. There goes Miranda to second base, but it's going to be fouled off by Corbett for strike 1. .01 count here to Corbett. Generals lead the Cane Cutters 1-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. .01 pitch coming on the way from Garcia. Garcia is actually going to throw over in another pickoff attempt, as he's got to keep Miranda honest over there on first, as Miranda took off for second. but Corbett fouled the pitch off. 0-1 count, pitch on the way to Corbett. Will miss outside to count now 1-1. Once again, game 2 of a 2-game series between the Generals and the Cane Cutters. Cane Cutters taking game 1 last night, winning 20-15. Here in a high-scoring matchup in a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way to Corbett. That one will be fouled back. Once again in the count now 1-2. Kyle Bayless, the batter, on deck for the Cane Cutters. Miranda remains on first. Garcia looks over at Miranda on first. 1-2 count. 1-2 pitch on the way, just missing inside. And the count now even at 2-2. Once again, Mason Corbett tonight. 0 for 2 tonight for the Cane Cutters. Garcia is going to throw over to first once again towards Miranda. Count remaining 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way to Corbett. Corbett's going to ground this one over to Brown. This could be 2. Throw over to first. It is going to be in time, and that's going to be a double play for the Generals. And just like that, we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning after the double play. Generals lead the Cane Cutters 1-0. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 5th inning. Generals lead the Cane Cutters 1-0. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 8, Kyle Boudreau. So Reyes remains on the mound. Boudreau the batter, first pitch on the way. That one's going to be flown out to right field. And the catch is going to be made for the first out of the inning. So Alex Haney makes the catch out and right. And back to the top of the order we go for the Generals. Reese Johnson will step in with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch coming on the way to Johnson. That one will be in there for strike 1. Reese Johnson tonight 0 for 2 for the Generals. 60th pitch of the night by Reyes is going to miss outside for ball one. And the count now 1-1 here to Johnson. Thomas Jeffries, the batter on deck. As the 1-1 will miss outside, and the count now 2-1. Two-one count to Johnson. Johnson's going to fly this one over to left, but the left fielder Cole Taylor is going to run under that one for out number 2. So Cole Taylor makes the catch. Johnson flies out to left. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, the next batter up is going to be the first baseman, number 16, Thomas Jeffries. First pitch coming on the way from Reyes to Jeffries. Will miss outside for ball one. Thomas Jeffries 1 for 2 tonight for the Generals, with 1 hit so far in the game. And the 1-0 pitch, Jeffries is going to get the bunt down. Beautiful bunt by Jeffries, and Jeffries is going to beat that one down the line. And it's going to be a base hit for Thomas Jeffries, his second hit of the game. So a perfectly placed bunt there by Jeffries just down that third baseline. Miranda could not get there in time. And now with the runner on first base, 2 outs, the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be the center fielder, number 33, Michael Williams. So Williams the batter. First pitch from Reyes. There goes Jeffries to second base. The throw is going to be way off from McCall. And Jeffries is going to go now down to third base. Close play at third. And Jeffries is going to be in there as Miranda dropped the ball on the tag. Might have had Jeffries out at third, but the ball comes flying out of Miranda's glove. And just like that, Thomas Jeffries goes from first base to third. And the Generals now with the runner on third. 2 outs here for Williams. So a 1-0 count now to Williams after Jeffries is down to third. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be in there for strike one. And the count now sits even at 1-1. One pitch on the way to Williams. That's going to get off the glove of McCall, and Jeffries is going to stroll home for the second run of the game, and the Generals now lead 2-0. So the wild pitch from Reyes gets Jeffries across the plate, and the Generals now take a 2-0 lead. And the count now 2-1 here to Michael Williams. Two-one pitch on the way. Williams is going to foul that one back. And the count now even at 2-2. Michael Williams tonight 0 for 2 for the Generals. And Luis Vargas, the batter on deck. Generals take a 2-0 lead. And the 2-2 pitch coming on the way from Reyes. That's going to be sent up the middle for a base hit for Michael Williams. 6th hit of the night for the Generals. And Williams is going to be down to first base on the base hit. So after the base hit by Williams, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 6, Luis Vargas. Luis Vargas 1 for 2 tonight with a hit and a run scored. Williams on first as the first pitch to Vargas will miss inside for ball one. One 1-0 count to Vargas. Generals lead the Cane Cutters 2-0. 1-0 pitch on the way. That's going to be right down the middle for strike one. 70 pitches thrown so far by Miguel Reyes. As Reyes throws over to first base towards Williams in the pickoff attempt. 6 hits given up tonight by Reyes. As Reyes will once again throw over towards Williams. Parker Osborne, the batter, on deck for the Generals. And they count 1-1 here to Vargas. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss by Vargas. And the count now 1-2. One-two count here to Vargas. Michael Williams on first base. 1-2 pitch from Reyes. Vargas is going to send this one into center field. Going back is Bayless. It's going to get over the head of Bayless. And Williams is going to come home. And Vargas is going for 3. There goes Vargas to third. Vargas is going to be down to third with the triple. And they're going to keep Vargas at third. But Williams is going to cross the plate. And it's going to be an RBI triple for Luis Vargas. And the Generals now lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Vargas sails one over the head of the center fielder Bayless. Vargas gets down to third base, scores Williams. And the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be Parker Osborne. As the first pitch to Osborne will be outside for ball 1. One-0 count here to Osborne as Osborne's going to foul that one back for strike 1. So once again, Luis Vargas hits an RBI triple, scoring Williams from first base. And the Generals now lead 3-0 here at Riverside Stadium. 74 pitches thrown so far by Miguel Reyes. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits given up, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. As the 1-1 count to Osborne, that one will be in there for strike 2 in the count now 1-2. Parker Osborne 1 for 2 tonight for the Generals. Dominic Cox, the batter, on deck. As the 1-2 pitch to Osborne, nice scoop there by McCall. Saving the wild pitch in the count now 2-2. Two count to Osborne. Osborne's going to foul this one back. And the count will remain 2-2. 7 hits tonight for the Generals, 3 for the Cane Cutters. 1 error for the Cane Cutters, none for the Generals. Generals lead 3-0. As the 2-2 will miss down and away, and the count now full at 3-2. Count is full, 3-2. 3-2 pitch from Reyes. Osborne's going to pop this one foul. Once again, and Parker Osborne making it tough here for Miguel Reyes. Cane Cutters with pitchers warming up in the pen. Three-two pitch coming on the way from Reyes, and Osborne's going to fly this one out to left field, as this could be the 3rd out of the inning, as Taylor's going to run under it for out number 3. But Luis Vargas hits an RBI triple here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Generals now lead 3-0 as we head to the 6th. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 6th inning. Generals lead 3-0 over the Cane Cutters. First batter up here for the Acadiana Cane Cutters is going to be number 29, Kyle Bayless. First pitch coming on the way from Pedro Garcia. Will miss high and outside for ball 1. Bayless, rough night, 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts for the Cane Cutters. Count sits at 1-0. Pitch coming on the way from Garcia. Will be fouled back to move the count now to 1-1. One count here to Bayless. Rhett McCall, the batter, on deck. One pitch on the way. That one's going to be towards the helmet of Bayless. Really close to nicking him in that visor. But nonetheless, Bayless jumping out of the way, and the count now 2-1. Two-one pitch on the way. That's going to be flown foul over to the right side, and the count now 2-2. So the count sits 2-2 here to Kyle Bayless. Generals lead the Cane Cutters 3-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Two-two pitch on the way from Garcia. Off speed's going to miss inside. And now it'll be a full 3-2 count. So the count sits full at 3-2. Three-two pitch on the way. That's going to be fouled back once again. And Bayless staying alive here in the at-bat. Generals heading to Texarkana tomorrow to take on the Texarkana Twins in a 2-game series. As the 3-2 pitch coming on the way, that's going to miss high and away for ball 4. And Bayless is going to be down to first base after being walked by Garcia. Runner on first base, nobody out. Here for number 21, Rhett McCall. Nobody out as McCall is going to line this one out into right field. The third hit of the night for Rhett McCall. And just like that, the Cane Cutters with runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. 3 for 3 tonight is Rhett McCall. And with runners on first and second, nobody out, the next batter up here for the Acadiana Cane Cutters is going to be number 26, Preston Faulkner. Cane Cutters looking to chip into this Generals lead after McCall gets his third hit of the game. First pitch on the way to Faulkner will be in there for strike 1. Preston Faulkner tonight hit by a pitch and a strikeout. Oh, 0-1 count to Faulkner. Pitch on the way. That's going to get outside. Nice scoop there by the catcher, Parker Osborne. Nathan Gabrzinski, the batter, on deck for the Cane Cutters. And the count sits 1-1 here to Faulkner. Garcia is going to step off the mound as Bayless Looking like he wants to advance to third base, getting a big lead over there on second. One pitch on the way from Garcia. That one's going to miss outside, and the count now 2-1. Two-one count to Preston Faulkner. Generals lead 3-0 here in the top of the sixth, but the Cane Cutters are within striking distance as the 2-1 will miss outside once again, and the count now 3-1. Generals with a pitcher warming up in the pen as well, as we could be seeing the end of Garcia. Three-one count here to Faulkner. Pitch on the way. That's going to miss down and away for ball four. And just like that, the Cane Cutters will have the bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning. And we're going to have a mound visit between head coach Michael Oros and Pedro Garcia, as the Generals have dug themselves a hole here, leading 3-0, but the Cane Cutters with the bases loaded, nobody out, and Nathan Gabrzinski will step in. Bases are loaded, nobody out here in the top of the sixth, and Nathan Gabrzinski, the batter, up. Garcia remains on the mound, and the first pitch to Gabrzinski is going to be fouled off for strike one. So once again, the Generals lead 3-0 here at Riverside Stadium, but we'll have to hold off this storm by the Cane Cutters, as the Cutters with the bases loaded, nobody out. 0-1 count here to Nathan Gabrzinski. Oh, 0-1 pitch on the way, big swing and a miss, and the count now 0-2. Batter on deck for the Cane Cutters is Trey Harrington. 0-2 count. 0-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed for strike three. And Nathan Gabrzinski is going to strike out swinging. Eighth strikeout of the night for Pedro Garcia. And now one out here in the top of the sixth. The bases remain loaded here for number 13, Trey Harrington. Bases are loaded, one out. Harrington the batter. First pitch on the way from Garcia. Is it going to be flown over to the right side? But it's going to go foul for strike one. 0 for 2 tonight is Trey Harrington for the Cane Cutters, and the batter on deck is Cole Taylor. Oh, 0-1 count here to Harrington. Pitch on the way. That's going to be flown foul once again, in the count now 0-2. 0-2 count here to Trey Harrington. Bases loaded, 1 out. Garcia looks, gets the signs from Osborne. 0-2 count. Pitch on the way from Garcia to Harrington will miss way inside for ball 1. One, 2 count. One, 2 pitch on the way from Garcia to Harrington. Harrington fouls another one off. And the count remains 1-2. 89 pitches thrown so far by Pedro Garcia. Generals had a pitcher warming up in the pen, but Garcia will be the man here for the Generals. The bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the 6th. As the 1-2 pitch on the way, that's going to be grounded over to the right side to Boudreaux. The Cutters are going to get a run. And Harrington is going to ground out. But the game now the game now 3-1 Generals. After the ground out by Harrington. And now 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners on second and third. The next batter up here is going to be number 5, Cole Taylor. So Cole Taylor tonight 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. But a base hit might score these runners on second and third, as the first pitch to Taylor will miss outside for ball 1. So once again, Trey Harrington grounds out to the second baseman Boudreaux, but the runner from third comes home and it's now 3-1. 1-0 pitch coming on the way, that's going to miss outside to move the count now to 2-0. Nathan Miranda, the batter, on deck. 2-0 count to Cole Taylor. .20 pitch on the way. That's going to miss high and away for ball 3. And the count now 3-0 here to Cole Taylor. Still 2 outs in the top of the 6th. 3-0 pitch from Garcia. That's going to be way outside for ball 4, and the bases are now going to be loaded back up for the Cane Cutters. And Nathan Miranda will step in now with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Miranda will be the man. Miranda already 1 for 2 tonight for the Cane Cutters, as it looks like they're going to let Garcia remain out there on the mound. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Miranda the batter. First pitch on the way. Miranda's going to line this one up into the middle, and that is going to be a base hit, and we are tied here at Riverside Stadium, 3-3 as the third runner is going to come home, and just like that, the Cane Cutters are going to get 3 across the plate and now lead 4-3 after the base hit by Miranda scores 3 runners, and the Cutters now 4-3 lead. And Miranda, is down to third base on the RBI triple. So after a wild sequence of events, the Cane Cutters gain the lead 4-3. Miranda is down to third base, and the next batter up is going to be Alex Haney. First pitch on the way to Haney is going to be swung on and missed for strike one. So once again, Nathan Miranda hits the RBI triple. 3 runners come across, scoring from all bags, and the Cane Cutters lead 4-3. As the 0-1 pitch will be fouled back by Haney, and the count now 0-2. So just like that, we go from a 3-0 game heading into the top of the 6th. And one hit scores 3 runs for the Cane Cutters. And the Cutters now lead 4-3. As the 0-2 pitch on the way to Haney, that's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And just like that, that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But the Cane Cutters get 4 runs in the top of the 6th, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th with the Cutters leading 4-3. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cane Cutters now lead the Generals 4-3. Leading off things here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 1, Dominic Cox. First pitch coming on the way to Cox is going to be high and outside for ball 1. 1-0 count. That 1-0 pitch is going to miss outside for ball 2. Two-0 pitch on the way. That one will be in there for strike 1. New pitcher in for the Cane Cutters is going to be Joseph Battaglia. So the 2-1 pitch from Battaglia to Cox will be in there for strike 2, and the count now 2-2. 2-2 pitch from Battaglia to Cox will miss outside, and the count now sits full at 3-2. So once again, that's Joseph Battaglia III, the new pitcher on for the Cane Cutters. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Riverside Stadium. Cane Cutters lead 4-3. Three-two pitch on the way to Cox. That's going to be inside missing, and that's going to be a walk for Dominic Cox. So Dominic Cox draws the walk. And now with a runner on first base, nobody out, the next batter up here for the for the Generals is going to be Giancarlo Servin. Battaglia looks over at first. First pitch on the way from Battaglia will miss inside for ball one. Giancarlo Servin tonight 1 for 2 with an RBI in the game for the Generals in a 1-0 count. Pitch on the way. Servin's going to ground this one past the third baseman Miranda, and that's going to be a base hit. Second hit of the night for Giancarlo Servin. And the Generals now with runners on first and second, nobody out. So after the base hit by Servin, runners on first and second base. Still nobody out here for Trent Brown. Cane Cutters lead 4-3. As Brown's looking to bunt here, Brown's going to get the bunt down. Battaglia's going to get it, throw over to first for the first out. But Trent Brown does his job, does the sacrifice squeeze, and gets the runners over to second and third. So after the sac squeeze by Brown, runners on second and third. Only one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the next batter up will be number 8, Kyle Boudreau. First pitch on the way from Battaglia will miss outside for ball one. No hit so far tonight in the game for Kyle Boudreau. Reese Johnson, the batter, on deck. As the 1-0 pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike one, and the count now even. Generals within striking distance to try and regain the lead back here from the Cane Cutters. As the Cutters scored 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 pitch on the way to Boudreau. Boudreau's going to ground this one over to Corbett. Throw at the plate's going to be in time. And Dominic Cox is going to be tagged on the helmet. And a heads-up play there by the second baseman, Mason Corbett. Throwing it home to McCall. McCall makes the tag for out number 2. So Servin moves over to third base. And now with runners on first and third, the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be Reese Johnson. So the first pitch on the way to Johnson's going to get past the catcher McCall, and Servin is going to stroll home, and just like that, we are tied back up here at Riverside Stadium, 4-4. The pitch gets past the catcher, McCall. We are now tied 4-4. And Boudreau moves over to second base. Still 2 outs. Reese Johnson, the batter, a 1-0 count. Pitch from Battaglia is going to be big. Swing and a miss there by Johnson. And the count now even at 1-1. One count. Boudreau, the runner, on second base. 1-1 pitch on the way. Johnson looking like he wants to bunt, but it's going to pull back in time. And that will be ball number 2. Reese Johnson is 0 for 3 tonight for the Generals. And a base hit might score the speedster Boudreaux at second base. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's going to miss outside from Battaglia. And the count now 3-1. Count sits at 3-1. 3-1 pitch, and Johnson's going to line this one over. Nice snag over there at first by Gabrzinski, and they're going to get Johnson out at first as Gabrzinski easily saves another run coming across. And that will be the 3rd out of the inning, but we'll head to the 7th with the Cane Cutters and Generals all knotted up 4-4. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 7th inning. Generals and Cane Cutters all knotted up 4-4. New pitcher in for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 34, Jack Woodland. So the first pitch of the game from Woodland is going to be in there for strike 1. Batter up for the Cane Cutters is going to be number 8, Mason Corbett. Corbett 0 for 3 tonight. As the the 0-1 pitch will be in there for strike 2. Kyle Bayless, the batter on deck. Oh, 2 pitch on the way from Woodland's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And that is going to be the first out of the inning, as Corbett is going to go down swinging. So Mason Corbett goes down swinging, and the next batter up here for the Cane Cutters with 1 out is going to be Kyle Bayless, as Bayless is looking to bunt, but the pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. So Kyle Bayless tonight, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 run scored. 1-0 pitch coming on the way. Big swing and a miss by Bayless. And the count now 1-1. One pitch coming on the way from Woodland. That one's going to be popped up foul. Over to the right side for strike 2. So the final stats tonight for the General starting pitcher Pedro Garcia: 6 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Jack Woodland, the new pitcher, 1-2 count. That one's going to be lined over into right side, but it looks like the right fielder, Dominic Cox, is going to make the catch. Anthony Jones out in right field now is going to make the catch for out number 2. So after the fly out to right by Bayless, the next batter up here for the Cane Cutters with 2 outs in the top of the 7th is going to be Rhett McCall. As the first pitch to McCall was going to be fouled back for strike 1. Big night so far tonight for Rhett McCall. 3 for 3 with a run scored as well. Count at 0-1. One pitch to McCall. McCall's going to line this one into center field, and this could be the 3rd out of the inning as Williams is going to run under it. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cane Cutters and Generals remain tied 4-4. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Generals and Cane Cutters all tied up 4-4. First batter up here for the Generals is going to be number 16, Thomas Jeffries. Battaglia remains on the mound for the Cane Cutters, as the first pitch from Battaglia will be high and outside for ball 1. Thomas Jeffries tonight 2 for 3 for the Generals with a run scored. And Jeffries is going to line this one into the gap between center and left, and it's going to be a base hit for Jeffries as he heads over to third base. And Jeffries is going to get down to third with a triple here to start off the bottom of the 7th inning. Jeffries is down to third with the triple here to start the bottom of the 7th. And just like that, the Generals with the runner on third, nobody out. So after Jeffries is on with the triple, the next batter up is going to be the center fielder, number 33, Michael Williams. As the first pitch to Williams will miss outside for ball 1. Michael Williams, 1 hit and 1 run scored tonight for the Generals. Has Jeffries on third. As that one's going to go way inside, and they're going to say it got Michael Williams right on the shoulder blade. And Williams is going to be down to first after being hit by the pitch. So Williams is down to first, runners on first and third. Still nobody out. And the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be number 6, Luis Vargas. Vargas the batter. Runners on first and third. As the first pitch to Vargas is going to be chipped off the end of the bat on the check swing for strike 1. So we're all tied 4-4 here at Riverside Stadium, but the Generals within striking distance of regaining the lead once again. Runners on first and third for Vargas. 0-1 pitch on the way. There goes Williams, but Vargas is going to foul that one back to move the count now to 0-2. Count to Vargas. Runners on the corners. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Vargas is going to line that one foul once again. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Riverside Stadium. 4-4 tied game. 0-2 pitch from Battaglia. Williams is going to take off, and once again Vargas fouls another one back. Vargas trying to run up the pitch count here of Battaglia. Parker Osborne, the runner, on deck. Counts is at 0-2. Battaglia is going to step off as Williams over there on first base getting a big lead. Jeffries sits on third. Williams on first as the 0-2 pitch. There goes Williams, and Vargas is going to fly this one deep to left field, and it's going to be a 3-run shot for Luis Vargas, and the Generals are going to take a 7-4 lead here at Riverside Stadium after Vargas sends one deep into the night sky here in Victoria. Third hit of the night for Luis Vargas, his 4th RBI. And just like that, the Generals take a 7-4 lead on the Vargas home run. It all started with the Thomas Jeffries triple here to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Followed up by Michael Williams being hit by the pitch. And now Vargas with the 3-run shot. And it's now 7-4 Generals. As it looks like Battaglia a little upset after the home run. Maybe a little trash talk going out there after the home run occurred. And we're going to have a discussion at home plate here between the two head coaches, just trying to figure out what's going on. But nonetheless, Vargas hits a 3-run home run and the Generals now lead 7-4. And the next batter up here for the Generals is going to be Parker Osborne. So the first pitch from Battaglia to Osborne is going to be in there for strike one. Parker Osborne tonight 1 for 3 for the Generals. As the 0-1 count will miss outside and the count now 1-1. So Vargas' stats tonight 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 4 RBIs for Luis Vargas. And the 1-1 pitch on the way to Osborne. Osborne's going to fly this one out to right field. And Haney's going to run under it for the first out of the inning. So Osborne flies out to right. And now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, the right fielder is going to be Anthony Jones is going to be the batter up. So Anthony Jones coming in for replacement for Dominic Cox. And the first pitch on the way to Jones is going to miss inside for ball 1. So a 1-0 count. Pitch on the way. Jones is going to swing and miss at that one, and the count now 1-1. Generals lead the Cane Cutters 7-4. 1-1 pitch on the way. Off speed's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now 1-2 here to Anthony Jones. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck. As the 1-2 pitch from Battaglia is going to be swung on and missed, and they're actually going to say he fouled that back into the protective chest of McCall. And the count remains 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. Jones is going to ground this one up the middle. The shortstop Harrington is going to make the diving play, but cannot make the throw over to first. And Anthony Jones is going to be down to first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. So Jones is down to first base. Runner on first base. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th for the next batter up, Giancarlo Servin. So Jones is going to take off for second base, and it's going to be a stolen bag for Anthony Jones here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Jones gets the stolen bag. Runner now on second base, 1 out. Servin tonight 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. As the first pitch to Servin from Battaglia will miss outside for ball 1. Tenth batter of the game that Battaglia has faced. Now 1-0 count here to Servin. 1-0 pitch. That's going to be swung on and missed by Servin. And the count now even at 1-1. Count is 1-1. Here to Servin. Trent Brown, the batter, on deck. Jones, the runner, on second. Jones is going to take off for third. Throw down to third is not going to be in time, and it's going to be another stolen bag for Anthony Jones. So Jones is going to move down to third base, and there's still only one out here for a 2-2 count to Giancarlo Servin. Two-two pitch on the way from Battaglia, and Servin's going to foul this one back. So once again, Anthony Jones now on third base. Generals lead the Cane Cutters 7-4. 11 hits tonight in the game for the Generals, 5 for the Cane Cutters. Two-two count to Servin. Pitch on the way from Battaglia is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And it's going to be a strikeout here for Joseph Battaglia. So after the strikeout by Servin, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, runner on third. Trent Brown will be the batter up. As the first pitch to Brown will be in there for strike 1. Count now 0-1. Here to Trent Brown. 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. 0-1 pitch on the way. Brown is going to check his swing, and that's going to be strike 2. Kyle Boudreaux, the batter, on deck. And the count sits at 0-2. Oh, 0-2 pitch from Battaglia to Brown. That's going to be in there, just high and away, missing for ball 1. Battaglia thought that was strike 3 as he started heading towards the dugout. The count now 1-2. 1-2 pitch on the way, high and away for ball 2. Two-two count to Brown. Jones, the runner, on third. 2-2 pitch from Battaglia is going to be in there for strike 3. And Trent Brown is going to strike out. And it's going to be another strikeout for Joseph Battaglia. But Luis Vargas hits a 3-run home run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Generals lead the Cane Cutters 7-4. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 8th inning. Generals with a 7-4 lead over the Cane Cutters. Preston Faulkner, the first batter up here, as the first pitch from Jack Woodland will be in there for strike one. So an 0-1 count here to Preston Faulkner. Big swing and a miss by Faulkner once again in the count now at 0-2. Oh for 1 tonight is Preston Faulkner with a walk and a strikeout, as the 0-2 pitch will miss outside to move the count now to 1-2. One-two count here to Faulkner, as the pitch from Woodland will miss outside, and the count now 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way, misses outside once again, and the count goes 3-2. Three-two pitch on the way from Woodland. That one misses outside for ball 4. And from an 0-2 count, Preston Faulkner will be down to first after taking 4 straight balls. So now with a runner on first base, nobody out, the next batter up here for the Cane Cutters is going to be Nathan Gabrzinski. First pitch on the way from Woodland. That one will be right down the middle for strike one. Oh, 0-1 count here to Nathan Gabrzinski. 0-1 pitch will miss down in the dirt for ball 1. Runner on first base, nobody out. Pitch on the way to Gabrzinski. This one's going to be popped up in the infield, and it looks like the shortstop Brown is going to be there for the first out of the inning. So Brown makes a catch over at second, and now with 1 out and a runner on first, the next batter up for the Cane Cutters is going to be Trey Harrington. First pitch on the way to Harrington will miss outside for ball 1. Trey Harrington tonight 0 for 3, but with an RBI. As the 1-0 will miss, or excuse me, be in there for a strike, and the count now 1-1. One count here to Harrington, as Woodland will throw over to first base. Count sits at 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Harrington will miss outside for ball 2. Batter on deck for the Cane Cutters will be Cole Taylor. 2-1 pitch on the way from Woodland. This one's going to be grounded over to the second baseman, Boudreaux. This could be 2. Throw over to first. Scoop by Jeffries is going to be in time. And that's going to be a double play for the Generals. And just like that, we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Generals with a 7-4 lead over the Cane Cutters. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Generals holding a 7-4 lead over the Cane Cutters. Kyle Boudreau, the first batter up here for the Generals, and the new pitcher on the mound for the Cane Cutters is going to be Bryce Armstead. As the first pitch from Armstead to Boudreau is going to be popped up into center field, and the center fielder is going to make the catch for the first out of the inning. So after the flyout by Boudreau, one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Reese Johnson is going to be the batter up here for the Generals. So once again, Bryce Armstead on the mound now for the Cane Cutters as the first pitch will be in there for strike one. Reese Johnson tonight 0 for 4 for the Generals. As the 0-1 pitch will miss down and away for ball one, and the count now 1-1. Thomas Jeffries on deck. And a 1-1 pitch from Armstead. That will be in there for strike two. And the count now 1-2 here to Reese Johnson. One-two pitch on the way. That one will miss outside to move the count now to 2-2. Two-two pitch will miss outside, and the count now 3-2 here to Reese Johnson. Generals with the 7-4 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed by Johnson for strike three, and that will be out number 2 as Armstead records his first strikeout of the game. So after the strikeout by Johnson, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The next batter up is going to be Thomas Jeffries. So the first pitch to Jeffries will be in there for strike one. Thomas Jeffries tonight 3 for 4 for the Generals with 2 runs as well. As the 0-1 is going to be grounded up the middle, and another hit for Thomas Jeffries. His 4th of the game, and Jeffries is now 4 for 5 on the night and will be down to first base with the base hit. So Jeffries continues his strong season for the Generals. And now with a runner on first base, 2 outs. The next batter up is going to be the center fielder, Michael Williams. Jeffries on first. First pitch on the way to Williams. Jeffries is taken off for second base, and it's going to be a stolen bag for Thomas Jeffries. Before the pitch was even thrown, Jeffries was heading all the way down to second. And just like that, the Generals now with the runner on second base, 2 outs. Jeffries getting another big lead over there at second base. Pitch on the way from Armstead. Jeffries is going to get caught in a pickle by Armstead and is going to be tagged out at third base. So Jeffries trying to get down to third. Gets caught in the pickle, and we're going to head to the 9th with the Generals holding a 7-4 lead over the Cane Cutters. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the ninth inning. Generals holding a 7-4 lead over the Cane Cutters. And the new pitcher in for the Victoria Generals is going to be Garrett Alexander. And the first batter will be Cole Taylor. So once again, that's Garrett Alexander on the mound, and the first pitch will be in there for strike one. Number 5, 0-1 count here to Cole Taylor. 0 for 2 tonight with a run scored as Taylor. As the 0-1 will be in there for strike two. And the count now sits at 0-2. 0-2 pitch on the way from Alexander is going to miss inside. It's going to get Taylor right on the leg. And just like that, Cole Taylor is going to move down to first base after being hit by the pitch. So Alexander's pitch is going to hit Taylor on the leg. And now with the runner on first base, nobody out, the next batter up is going to be Nathan Miranda. First pitch on the way to Miranda is going to be swung on and missed for strike one. Nathan Miranda tonight 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs for the Cane Cutters. Runner on first, nobody out. 0-1 pitch from Alexander is going to be lined over to the left side, and they're going to say it just went foul. As that one could have been extra bases for Miranda. But nonetheless, the count now 0-2. Alex Haney, the batter, on deck. (0-2) count here to Miranda. (0-2) pitch from Alexander. That's going to be fouled back. And the count remains 0-2. 12 hits tonight in the game for the Generals. Only 5 for the Cane Cutters. Rhett McCall has 3 of the 5 hits tonight for the Cane Cutters. And Miranda has the other 2. So the 0-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And that's going to be the first strikeout of the game for Alexander. And there's now 1 out here in the top of the 9th. So after the strikeout by Miranda, on to pinch hit will be number 23, Cole Seacrest. So as I mentioned, the Cane Cutters with 5 hits tonight in the game. 3 of them from Rhett McCall, 2 of them from Nathan Miranda. The only 2 Cane Cutters with hits, a Seacrest, will step up to bat to pinch hit. A Seacrest first pitch is going to send it to left, and it's going to be a base hit for Cole Seacrest. And just like that, Seacrest, the 3rd Cane Cutter to get a hit tonight. And the Cutters now with runners on first and second. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. So with runners on first and second, 1 out after the Seacrest base hit, Mason Corbett will step in now for the Cutters. First pitch from Alexander to Corbett will miss outside for ball 1. One 1-0 count here to Corbett. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Pitch on the way from Alexander is going to be right down the middle for strike 1. Kyle Bayless, the batter, on deck. 1-1 count. 1-1 pitch from Alexander. That's going to be swung on and missed by Corbett. And the count now 1-2. So once again, the tying run is at the plate in Mason Corbett. 1-2 count to Corbett. One-two pitch is going to be fouled back into the Generals dugout. And the count remains 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. Alexander's pitch is going to be swung on and fouled back once again. And the count now remaining at 1-2. Kyle Bayless still on deck. As the 1-2 pitch from Alexander, that one's going to get inside and it's going to get Corbett right in the back. And the Cane Cutters are now going to have the bases loaded with one out here in the top of the ninth inning. So Alexander's pitch slides a little too far inside. Corbett is down to first. Bases are loaded, and we're going to have a quick mound visit here between head coach Michael Oros and Garrett Alexander. And we'll be right back here in a moment. Kyle Bayless, the batter, up. Cane Cutters with the bases loaded, one out. Bases are loaded, one out here for the Cane Cutters. Kyle Bayless, the batter. First pitch on the way to Bayless will miss high and inside, 4-1. Cane Cutters just one hit away from opening this game back open here, as the 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled back by Bayless. And the count now 1-1. Kyle Bayless tonight 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Bases are loaded, one out. 1-1 count to Bayless. Pitch from Alexander is going to miss high and outside, and the count now 2-1. Two-one pitch coming on the way. Alexander's pitch is going to miss high and outside for ball 3. And the count is now 3-1 here to Bayless. 3-1 count. Pitch on the way from Alexander. That's going to be swung on and missed. And the count is now full at 3-2. Count now full 3-2 here to Bayless. 3-2 pitch from Alexander. That's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And that's going to be another strikeout for Garrett Alexander, as Kyle Bayless goes down swinging. And now with the bases loaded, up steps Rhett McCall, who has 3 hits tonight and is 3 for 4 for the Cane Cutters. So probably not the guy you want to see if you're a Generals fan Once again, McCall 3 for 4 tonight with a run scored, bases are loaded. As the first pitch to McCall is going to be popped up, foul behind, for strike one. So McCall with 3 hits, Miranda with 2, and Seacrest with 1 are the only 3 cane cutters with hits tonight. And as I mentioned, McCall with 3 of them, as the 0-1 pitch will miss outside and the count now 1-1. Count is 1-1. 1-1 pitch will miss high for a ball. And the count now sits at 2-1 here to McCall. Preston Faulkner, the batter, on deck. Two-1 pitch from Alexander is going to be right down the middle for strike 2. And the count now 2-2 here to McCall. And the cane cutters down to their last strike. Count is 2-2. Pitch from Alexander is going to be grounded up the middle past the glove of Boudreaux. And the cane cutters are going to get 2 runs on the 4th hit of the night for Rhett McCall. And just like that, it is 7-6 Generals here in the top of the 9th inning. So Rhett McCall gets his 4th hit of the night, 2 RBIs, and just like that, the cane cutters with runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Preston Faulkner is going to be the next cane cutter up to bat. Seven to 6 game after McCall scores 2 on the base hit. McCall with his 4th hit of the night, and Faulkner will be the batter up, trying to be the hero here for the cane cutters. Generals lead 7-6. As the first pitch from Alexander will be right down the middle for strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Faulkner. Gaberzinski, the batter, on deck. Oh, 1 pitch from Alexander is going to miss inside, and the runners are going to advance over to third base. After the pitch hit the home plate umpire right in the leg. And the runner advances to third, and just like that, the cane cutters will have runners on the corners with 2 outs. So the cane cutters come storming back here in the top of the 9th inning and just a base hit away from tying this game up. As the count sits 1-1 here to Preston Faulkner. So once again, Rhett McCall keeps the cane cutters alive here in the top of the 9th with an RBI single, scoring 2 runs. And the game went from 7-4 to 7-6. And now the cane cutters with runners on first and third. And a 1-1 count here to Preston Faulkner. One pitch on the way from Alexander will miss down and away for ball 2. Count now 2-1. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be high and away, missing for ball 3. And the count now sits at 3-1 here to Faulkner. Gabrzinski, the batter, on deck. 3-1 count to Faulkner. Pitch from Alexander will be right down the middle for strike 2. And once again, the Cane Cutters down to their final strike. All the Cane Cutters in the dugout standing. As once again, Faulkner is a base hit away from tying this game up. 3-2 pitch from Alexander is going to be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be your ball game, folks. As Preston Faulkner strikes out looking, and Garrett Alexander is going to come in and seal the victory for the Generals. And the final score here from Riverside Stadium, Generals take game 2, 7-6. So the final score here from Riverside Stadium, Generals win 7-6, and the Generals will be back in action tomorrow night as they travel to Texarkana to take on the Texarkana Twins in a 2-game series before coming back home here to Riverside Stadium Sunday and Monday to finish out the regular season against the Brazos Valley Bombers. Once again, final score here from Riverside Stadium, Generals win 7-6. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.